everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is another episode of Impact Thursday with Constance. Please stay tuned and enjoy. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And lastly, click on that notification bell to get more videos. With Constance. My name is Constance Mako, and today I'm not alone. I'm with my guest. His name is Ipeleng Kule. He is an electrical and electronics engineer from the University of Johannesburg. Welcome.
Thank you, Constance, for inviting me. I'm so honored.
It's a pleasure. And something that you must know about him is that he is currently working as a patent examiner. I know where you are, you're probably asking yourself, what is a patent examiner? I myself get that question a lot when people ask what you do for a living. I'll say I'm a patent examiner, and people will be so intrigued. I mean, what is patent examiner? So that leads us to our topic for today. We just want to, talk about an interesting career path, and that being patent examiner for today. So we're just going to speak about it a little bit more to educate you guys there at home what is patent examination, so that even the young ones there at high school who are still applying for varsities, I know that the applications are open now, so you choose right. If you're interested in what we do, then you better listen and learn more about what we do as patent examiner. So I'll start by asking, what is patent examination? As a patent examiner, what is it?
Thanks, Constance, for that question. I get that question a lot, actually. When I'm walking in the street or wherever I'm at, maybe in a party or a social gathering, and people ask me, what do you do? And I say, it's a patent examiner. Yeah. It's like, what on earth is that? We've never heard that before. Yeah. So basically, a patent examiner is someone who sits and examines inventions or patents, as it were. So the aim is to check whether someone's alleged innovation actually qualifies for the right of being patented. Maybe we should take your audience through what a patent is.
Yeah.
So basically, a patent is a legal right to own an invention. So an invention would be the creation of the mind that could be applicable in anything, basically. So if you come up with a cool idea and you think, hey, I have a nice idea and I want to protect it as mine so that you can sell it to someone else, you basically apply for a patent. So my job as a patent examiner would be to check whether what you say is your idea is actually yours. And if it is, then we'll make sure you get that right.
Wow, that is interesting. Even to me, listening to what he's saying, it's quite interesting. I know I do that as well, but it's quite interesting to listen to the explanation that comes. I hope you're learning. So what is the job description of a patent examiner? If maybe you can just take us through what patent examiners do.
Okay, so on a day-to-day, a patent examiner would consider an application that comes in. Usually we call these application cases. So they come in as a case-by-case basis. So you take what you'll call the case. It will particularly basically have a description and a set of claims.
Yeah.
So a description would describe the patent or the idea to say, this is what my idea is, this is what it's all about, and this is how it will work. Because a patent usually for an invention comes from something that is functional, something that can be made. It's not necessarily a mental act or anything like that. There's a good legal document called the Patent Act that goes through and describe who is entitled to get that right. So the patent examiner on a day-to-day basis will get this case, sit down and read through the description as to what is this invention all about, and then they'll focus mainly on the claims to say, what are you claiming is your actual idea? What new thing are you bringing to the table? And how is it improving over what we currently have? And when you discover something that is nice and inventive about your application, as compared to everything that's available out there, what we call the state of the art, then you get that patent right, and then you can be able to sell your idea to other companies or whosoever you see fit, or even manufacture it yourself for economic gain.
Very beautiful, interesting. So, like, who is eligible to apply for a patent? Can anybody apply for a patent?
Anybody can apply for a patent, provided that it's in line with the Patent Act. As long as it's a new and inventive concept, you are allowed to apply. So that's basically what it's all about. And a patent, you know, the interesting thing about the whole thing of patent searching or inventions, usually we think of an invention as some exotic new thing.
Yeah.
Could be the most simplest thing that no one else has ever thought of. If you have that to say, okay, you know what, maybe this glass, as an example, say everybody's been using this glass and you think, hey, I want to do something different. I just want to add a new feature that no one else has seen before on this glass. It's an idea. You can file for that. Get a patent right for it.
Interesting. I think this question just came to my mind right now. You know, what do you think we can do, maybe as a society, to encourage people to become innovative or to become inventive, to apply for these things? Because I believe that we live in an environment where people don't know about these things. Therefore, they don't feel encouraged to want to become innovative, to look at things that are not working and think of ideas that can actually make them work and make them more interesting, add that new feature to the thing. How can we encourage the culture of innovation in our society, among young people or everyone?
Constance, your question is actually so relevant and important to what the entire patent system is all about.
Yeah.
Let's just go back into history as to why this whole notion came into being. It's a matter of saying, look, if I come up with an inventive concept or an innovative idea, why am I not able to benefit from it, to enjoy the fruits of my mind, as it were? So back in the 1700s, the concept was to say, look, let's come up with a patent system that says when someone comes up with an innovative idea, they are able to enjoy or reap the fruits of their minds as they get created.
Yeah.
So if you're the first person to ever invent a car, then you should enjoy some form of royalties from your idea by whoever who wants to manufacture such a car.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing that should inspire one to innovate, because then you can sort of benefit from the fruits of your own mind by doing so. And it's a monetary reward, because once you get that right, it becomes your exclusive right to innovate or to license whoever who wishes to manufacture that which you have produced. And the beautiful part about the patent system also is that once the information is out there, anyone is allowed to access it and also improve on what is currently there. So there is the next component of the inventive step, or the next step from what is out there. So once the information is published and the patent's rights have depleted after the allowed legal period, then anyone who accesses the database can be able to benefit from that idea and even produce more ideas out of it. To say, wow, you've made this, but hey, let's do something better out of what you've done.
Yeah.
Let's come up with something new. So that's the beautiful thing, and it should encourage people to innovate, because once we stop being innovative, then things will stop happening. And I do believe that a lot of times we have ideas, but we think, why should I take my idea forward? I'm saying that you should, because you stand more to gain or benefit by letting your ideas become known to the world.
That is beautiful. Yeah, I believe that this is encouraging us to become innovative, take your ideas forward. And just thinking about that, can you tell us the disadvantage of not filing for a patent? Some people, they come up with ideas and they use those ideas without filing for a patent, meaning that without protecting their idea. What are the disadvantages? I mean, for somebody who does not know that they're supposed to actually protect their idea, what are the disadvantages?
So basically, the disadvantages of not protecting your idea is that once you've made it and it's known to the public, anyone has the right or is allowed to replicate or reproduce your idea, because you haven't protected it. So you have no basis of protection to say, but that's my idea. And once that happens, it becomes a very impossible task to enjoy the benefits of what you've created. Because now everyone is entitled to it. It might be a very brilliant idea, and someone could make millions out of it without you benefiting anything. All that you will know is that I'm the first person to do that. But should you have protected it, you would have been entitled to enjoy in whatever fruits come out of that idea. So the best thing is, once you have an idea, just take the time to seek for the right legal advice to make sure that it gets protected, so that once it goes public, you will be able to enjoy the fruits of your mental prowess, as it were. Yes.
I like that. I believe that this is encouraging someone. If you are out there, you have invented something and it's not protected, please be aware that it's very important that your invention is protected, because if it's not, anyone can actually produce it. And the sad reality is that someone can quickly protect your idea and own it as their own, and sometimes you may not even be able to claim that idea which belongs to you. So it's very important to protect it. And someone who's yet to invent something, please make sure that you take proper legal procedures to ensure that your work is protected, so that you get to enjoy the full benefits of your invention. Very, 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 very important. Very. So going back to our topic, to say for somebody who's like listening and they're so intrigued by patent examination as a career, and maybe they are yet to study at varsity, maybe what are the requirements for one to become a patent examiner? Or even somebody who's already working out there. For example, you are an electrical and electronics engineer, but you are also working as a patent examiner. So probably there are other people who are out there who are working as whatever engineer. But just to clarify for us, what are the requirements for one to become a patent examiner?
Okay, so the career of being a patent examiner really covers a lot of fields. So it's about obtaining a degree, particularly in the sciences streams, in most cases. Either be engineering, your biologies, your chemistries, and the likes. So once you have completed that kind of qualification, you will then be able to move to the next step, which includes taking a course in a legal course, basically, to get the legal understanding or the right understanding of the law that you will going to need to apply in order to perform your task as a patent examiner. So once you've attained these two skills, then you essentially qualify to become a patent examiner. Obviously, there's a whole lot of other small details, but those are mainly the two prerequisites. It involves the legal understanding and an understanding of the sciences as well. And then once you have those two skills, you are then eligible to qualify as a patent examiner.
Very, very important. I think maybe somebody is thinking about, when you're choosing a career, it's also to become very important to become aware of whether this career is actually going to get me a job, even if you can be passionate about what you do, it's very important to consider. So where can one work after attaining the requirements to become a patent examiner? Are there more opportunities available?
Yes.
Currently in South Africa or abroad?
Let me say largely abroad, but there are still quite some few options in our country.
Mm-hmm.
You could either work as a patent attorney,
mm-hmm.
or you could work in a technology transfer office.
Mm-hmm.
So both of these tasks involve the fact that one, when you're a patent attorney, you'll then be responsible for drafting the claims and the description.
Mm-hmm.
And when we work in a technology transfer office, we'll be responsible for converting these ideas into a more marketable option.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we then sell this idea to the public, or to investors, or to whoever else who might be interested in the idea that you came up with?
Yeah.
You know, maybe you came up with a Bluetooth toothbrush.
Yeah.
Whatever reason.
Yeah.
Just smile and it brushes your teeth. I don't know why anyone would make that, but maybe,
yeah.
it's an idea.
Yeah.
So, who would be interested in that idea?
Mm.
So, in a technology transfer office, then the person would be responsible to say, okay, these are the kind of people who would be interested in that idea, and this is how they can take it forward. Obviously, this is something in the field that's different from patent examination, which is what we do, where we take the case from the patent attorney and look at it. So look at it as a chain.
Yeah.
Right? A person has an idea, they take it to the patent attorney. The patent attorney puts that idea into a more palatable sort of drafted form on paper to say, okay, that's your idea. How do we write it out for the next person to read and actually understand it? And then how do we isolate this innovative part of yours as compared to everything else that's already out there? Once they have done that, our task as examiners is then to check if what they said is new is actually new. Then once it's been discovered that there is something new about your invention, the technology transfer office will then look into saying, how do we then sell this new thing to whoever is interested? So if you have studied in this field, you'll be able to work across the board in all these fields.
Yeah.
So basically those are the available opportunities that are out there.
It's beautiful. So the opportunities are available. Don't be afraid to pursue the career of patent examination. Opportunities are there for you. What are the last words that you have for our viewers, maybe regarding patent examination, something that they don't know, or just your advice, because we want to encourage people to pursue patent examination?
Basically, in my parting shots, if you will, I would say patent examination is a very flexible career to be a part of. It requires you to enjoy research and delving in. And it's also a space where one would always be in the know of what's new and what's happening, to become aware of the new coming technologies. So if you're a person interested in those kind of things, then it's definitely a field to consider, because it keeps you on the up and up as to what's coming, and it gives you a perspective of how the future is going to look like. So if that's what fascinates you, it's definitely a career to look into. So that's my word of encouragement, that if you love new things, then the first place to experience them is definitely in this field. So I'd say definitely go for it.
Beautiful. I have personally learned a lot from today's topic of patent examination, and he's definitely right by what he said. Working as a patent examiner is interesting. You are learning in the job because you don't deal with the same patent application. You learn different things all the time. So basically you never get bored. You get new inventions all the time and you learn how things function. And I believe it's interesting, it's exciting. If you don't like doing the same thing, definitely patent examination is a career to consider. It's a beautiful, beautiful career that engages your thinking. You have to think and love research. So I have personally learned a lot, and if you have any questions for our guest, please feel free to leave them down below in our comment section, and he's going to answer each one of them for us. Don't fear, and if you have any interesting topic that you want us to look into, please also drop it down below in the comment section, and we'll see if we'll be able to discuss it as well. We are just talking about interesting careers that are out there that people are not aware of. So let's work together to unpack those careers so that we make them known to the young people, make them known to our society and communities. Very, very important. Thank you so much for coming through and sharing your knowledge, your experience with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. We have truly, truly come to the end. And don't forget to share this video with your friends, your families, your colleagues, and everyone else. Share the information, pass it on to your younger sisters and brothers. Let them know about patent examination, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet done so. Also click on that notification bell to ensure that when we post more videos, you are updated. So from me, Constance, I love you so much, and I'll see you next week, Thursday.